guys, Dani here, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. As you can see, this is not my normal filming location because we're actually in my brand new Tesla Model 3. I have zero plans of becoming a full-on Tesla channel, but I am willing to make Tesla videos every once in a while because this whole filming experience has actually been super fun. But I will leave a poll for you guys to vote up in the eye up there, as well as you can comment down below if that is something that you want to see. Otherwise, this will probably be my first and last video about the Tesla. But other than that, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. I really wasn't going to make a video about my new car. I had no intention to. But I actually had left a charging cable in my old car, and I called to see if I could get it back, and they had told me that they had already sold the car. I have the voicemail and everything. And knowing the experience that I had with that car, trying to basically murder me for 3 years, I felt that it was my responsibility to make this video in order to hopefully help somebody else, if they are the ones who ended up with that car, know what's going on with that car and get out as quickly as possible, and or so that people who don't know about how to get rid of a defective car in Canada, because we don't have lemon laws, how that all works. So that is the reason why I am making this video, to hopefully help some more people. I was never really into cars before I got into Tesla. For me, a car was just the thing that helped get me from point A to point B. And that was pretty much it. Once I heard about Tesla and all of the innovative technologies that they were putting into cars, and the whole electric car movement started to pick up steam, is when I started becoming very interested and actually was doing a lot more research and pretty much got obsessed. So for me, the Tesla Model 3 was my dream car, but I didn't think I was going to be able to get that car for years and years down the line. And I had already been fighting to get rid of that car for several years to no avail. So I had come to realize that I was just gonna have to deal with it for the next 2 years, and then hopefully somewhere down the line be able to get my dream car. So the first car that I had was a 2017 Honda Civic, and it was quite literally the car from hell. The experience was horrible from the get-go. This is what my car was supposed to look like, and this is what I ended up getting in terms of a car. And they told me that it was no big deal, that, you know, it was just a simple mistake, and my 19-year-old, very naive self believed them. So I allowed them to give me that car, and it was just a mess from there. After about 6 months after I got that car, I started having a bunch of locking issues with the car. So it would either not lock or not unlock. And I brought it to Honda several times, and they told me they repaired it, but every time they repaired it, they didn't. I actually ended up losing thousands of dollars worth of gear and equipment out of my car, out of my driveway, because I had pre-packed my car because I had to leave super early in the morning to go back to school. So I had put like my tripods and my lighting equipment and stuff into the trunk of the car. But because the car did not lock, some lovely people were able to just open up the door and grab everything from the trunk that was in my car, and I lost thousands of dollars. Then the car started shutting off while I was driving, even on the highway. So imagine driving at a super fast speed, everything turns off, everything goes black, and the car just stops, just like that. And I can't turn it back on. It was some of the most scariest experiences of my life. In particular, there was one time that it shut off while I was turning onto an 80-kilometer road, and it just stopped and turned off in the middle of the turn. And I remember crying because there was just like giant like freight trucks and all of that coming down that road, and I could not move, and they were moving just so fast. It was just so scary. At first, Honda tried to tell me that the issue was my phone. They claimed that the radio signals in my phone were interrupting something in the car, and if I wanted my car to work, then I couldn't have my phone, or anything that gave off radio waves in the car. That would mean my computer, my iPad, my phone, my iPod, none of that would be able to be in the car. Which, first of all, that makes the car pointless because, especially at the time, I was a student. If my car needs, the only job of my car was to transport me to and from school. And if my car cannot transport my computer, my iPad, my phone to and from school, then what's the point of the car? And secondly, who in their right mind, in a car that shuts off randomly on its own and doesn't turn back on, would drive without a phone so that when it does shut off, there is no way to call for help? Then they tried to tell me that the reason that my car wasn't working was because of the tints that they put on my car because they gave me the wrong car. And like, first of all, how does that even make sense? And secondly, they wanted me to pay to get the tints that Honda put on removed, which may or may not fix the issue, but that needed to come out of my pocket, even though the tints in and of themselves were a consolation for them screwing up in the first place. Like, where is the logic in that? This was my life for almost 3 years. And I was coming closer and closer to the end of the 3 years where the warranty would run out, which means all of the monthly constant in and out of the body shop would now come out of my pocket for a car that I didn't feel safe in, for a car that I feared, and a car that just made me miserable. After doing a ton of research, I actually found an organization called CAMVAP, and what they allowed me to do was bring my case in front of a judge and hear both sides of the argument, and then the judge could actually force Honda to take the car back. Honda's justification was that there were no error codes presented in the vehicle, which means the vehicle was working fine and operating as expected and operating as normal, which is why they refused to repair it, why they refused to do anything about it, because everything was absolutely fine. And my case to the judge was countless videos and pictures of the car not working, the car shutting off, the car not locking, all of these issues. And obviously the judge ruled that Honda had to take back the car at no cost to me because it was very clearly unsafe and I felt unsafe. So after an experience like that, my number one concern when getting a new car was safety. Now, the Tesla Model 3 has been rated the safest car in North America, in Europe, and in Australia. So if it's the safest car, like, that was my number one biggest priority, and it already checked that box. More than anything, I didn't want to be on the brink of a panic attack every single time I had to even think about getting in my car. And I don't feel any type of stress when I get into this car. The next reason was for autopilot and all of the other safety features. For me, it's like a second pair of eyes. I don't know how many of you guys have ever driven in Toronto, but a second pair of eyes is always wanted because people here drive like crazy people. I also noticed that using autopilot on the highway actually gave me back a lot of energy that I was losing just commuting back and forth from day to day. It's part of my learning disabilities. It's like extreme fatigue sometimes, and just the sole fact that this car can do a lot of those like mundane tasks. Like, I'm not sleeping or anything crazy in the car, but like just the fact that it can like do all of the little tasks that come with driving, and all I have to do is be paying attention. It just gave me back so much energy, which was such a bonus. The next reason was the over-the-air software updates. I don't know what was wrong with my old car, but I do know that the only time that that car in 3 years got, I think, one update, and that was an update to like the center console system. But who knows if something about that was affecting the rest of the car. But Honda didn't have any way of fixing it, didn't have any way of properly diagnosing it, and didn't have any method to give updates to their car in a timely manner. unlike Tesla, who I've only owned this car for 2 weeks now, and I've already gotten a software update that gives me new features in my car. So I am confident that if something were to go wrong with my car, Tesla can very quickly send an update to my car. I don't even have to go into a service center, and can fix any bugs or issues that are happening in my car. And that gives me a lot of peace of mind. Lastly, Tesla is a new company with a lot to lose. Honda is a massive company. They don't care about me, the individual. And as much as I am, yes, making this video because I want to keep whoever got my hell of a car safe, I cannot make a video when it comes to Honda and raise a whole bunch of noise and get them to do something about it. Whereas Tesla, because they are so new, because everyone is focused on them right now, and because they have a lot to prove, if there were issues going on with my Tesla, I could probably make a video and get a lot more noise made and get something done about my car. No matter what I say or do about Honda, Honda's not going to care. Honda's not going to change. But Tesla has to care because it looks bad on them and they don't want bad press. And so they will change. And that is very comforting. Tesla has built a type of community where people can literally tweet at the CEO and get features rolled out to everyone who owns any type of Tesla car rolled out over the air. Like, that's insane. So for me, like, that's something that reassures me that what happened with my Honda Civic will never happen with this car. So those are the reasons why I worked very hard to get my dream car, because I really needed to get away from the experience that I had with the Honda Civic. Most importantly, if you are someone who just recently purchased, leased, or whatever, a used 2017 Honda Civic with the VIN number 2HG F C2F89HH00212, please be very careful. And if you want to, I am leaving a link down below with videos of all of the things that I went through, because honestly, if someone else has that car, I do not want them driving that car. That car is dangerous. Honda will not admit that it's dangerous, and Honda does not want to do anything to fix that car. So that is the main reason why I'm making this video. So I'm hoping that some way, somehow, whoever ended up buying that car can see this video and, you know, can get out as fast as possible out of that car, bring it back if it's still in warranty, do whatever you got to do. Yeah. So if you want to see more occasional Tesla content, please either leave a comment down below or vote in the poll. If you guys don't want to see it, I won't make more videos. This has been a super fun experience trying to figure out like how to film and doing different types of shots than I normally do. So if you guys do want to see more Tesla related content, I can make the occasional video because, like I said, this has been super fun. Otherwise, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.